It's a mistake you will never forgive. I own a company that hauls people's stuff when they're moving house. One day, a lady called me to come do a consultation to see what it would cost for us to pack her place up and move it for her. She lived in a really nice house in a good part of town, and I was surprised when she told me where she was moving a much sketchier area. She told me the new place was smaller, too, and a lot of her furniture was already marked to go into storage. She had 2 young kids and a lot of their toys were being sold too. Everything was pretty straightforward except for one thing. She had a freezer in her basement, one of those big oversized ones. She asked me if I had a way to transport it from this house to the new one without melting what was inside of it. She said it was very important that what was in that freezer didn't melt. I thought that was kind of weird, but I have an outlet in the back of my truck, so I told her it would be no problem to pack it in last and keep it plugged in on the drive to the new house. She seemed a little nervous, but she agreed. On the day of the move, my team and I showed up and packed everything up. The lady and the kids looked like they were having a rough day. She seemed really frazzled and the kids were crying. They left ahead of us to go to the new house, and the woman reminded me about the freezer for the millionth time. We packed it in last like I said we would, but right when I was about to plug it in, I got a call from my wife telling me that she was at the hospital because our daughter broke her ankle playing soccer. I was so distracted by the call that I closed the back of the truck without thinking and without plugging in the freezer. I spent the whole drive worrying about my daughter, and it wasn't until we got to the new house and I opened up the truck that I realized I'd left the freezer unplugged. It had only been about an hour, so I was hoping maybe whatever was in it was still okay. We got it inside and plugged in, and I found the lady to explain what happened. As soon as I said, "Listen," about the freezer, she turned pale and her kids started screaming. They all ran past me into the basement to look inside the freezer. I had no idea what I was expecting, but it was just a puddle of water. Immediately the lady and her kids started sobbing. Through tears, the woman told me that they had to move to this house because the children's father had passed away the year before and she couldn't afford the house on her own. The day before he died, he and the kids had built a snowman together on their front lawn. When they got home from the funeral, the snowman was starting to melt, and the kids panicked because it was their final memory of their father. So she'd gone out right away and bought that big freezer, and all 3 of them had carefully moved the snowman from their front yard safely into the freezer, where she told them they could keep it forever. When she told the kids that they had to move, the first thing they'd asked was if the snowman was coming too. It was the only thing that made them willing to give up their home where they'd lived with their dad, and I'd ruined it because of one stupid careless moment. She tried to pay me, still in tears, but I wouldn't accept it. I think about her and her kids all the time and the way her daughter screamed when she realized the last piece of her time with her father was gone. I'll never forgive myself.